is Lana, and I am a senior in the Theater Academy, and I directed Little Women. I have my script here to talk about. Okay. This cast has spent the last couple of months preparing for the show, and they cannot wait to share it with all of you. I've been blessed with the privilege of directing these humans and getting to see their amazing instincts take shape on stage. I love this cast so much, and I am so excited for all of you to see the work they have put into this show. Speaking of work, I want to thank 2 people who have been a part of this process with me since, I think, February. One is not here tonight, sadly, but that is Margo Smith. She is our production manager. And the other one is Josie Roller. She is our costume designer. She also made and designed and hand created this masterpiece that I'm wearing right now. For reference, this is the entire Little Women script, or not script, book. So yes, it's very cool. I hope that you all enjoy the show and that you walk away with the desire to cherish your loved ones today because you are not always promised tomorrow. Okay, without further ado, I present Little Women.
There was a wizard named Rodrigo who cast a terrible spell. That's what I'm writing, Beth. Rodrigo and his dastardly deeds of the depravity. In this chapter, he finds a beautiful, scantily clad maiden tied up to an enormous worm. Those are boring. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was being a pest.
Her name was Beth.
And this little girl had a monster of a sister. That's right, its name was Jo.
And Beth liked the monster very much.
And they lived in a small house in the shadows of a big city. And outside that city was an even bigger country.
That country went to war.
To war with itself. And even if the father went to fight,
that was hard.
Even if the whole world had split apart, together that little girl and her monster, they were whole.
What happened when they grew up?
In this story, they never grow up. They just stay the same and it lasts forever.
Nothing is forever, Jo. Tell it again.
But I don't want to! This is Lana, especially
You're too little.
I'm not little, Hannah. I am practically a full-grown woman. More of a woman than Jo, anyway.
Ow! What? Your hands clean at least?
Ink again? I was writing my play. I was chasing my floating towards George crushes my spirit.
Some creature came a-begging and your mom went off to see what was needed.
Why are you in the costume, Jo? We aren't rehearsing today.
I'm the man of the family with father away.
Josephine is so childish, Meg. It is most aggravating.
Amy.
Aggravating.
You mean aggravating, dear.
Aggravating, that's a new one.
So what, Jo? Ladies should seek to improve the vocabulary.
Oh, vocabulary.
Stop writing them down.
Someday I shall publish this collection.
You won't.
Won't,
Josephine.
Won't,
Josephine.
Girls, eat. Soldiers are starving in the fields. Have no appetite.
Poor Jo. It must be hard to wait on a march all day.
Torture. But come the new year, she'll take me to Europe.
I'd 1,000 times rather sit with Aunt March than be the Mingott's governess with Mrs. Mingott of the Manhattan Mingotts always talking down to me.
Poor Meg. At least neither of you have to go to school. The days are quite interminable.
Oh, interminable.
The girls laugh at my braids and they sniff where they live and call me for being an adolescent. one thing and me another.
Different people need different things.
Yeah, and you have to go to school. For you, the terrible case of the moron, and I don't know that it's curable. You're the moron, you stinking stupid, stupid. When I grow up, I will marry a prince. That's all. Don't leave school for that. I shall never dirty my hands with working. My hands are inky because of writing my great masterpiece to make my mark upon the world. And I'll buy Meg all the dresses she wants, new spelling primers, and Beth, what I can get you is a whole hothouse of flowers.
All I want is the family that I have, you bad Joe.
How are you going to become a famous writer? You're just a penniless girl with a nasty temper. Really, Josephine, you are delusional.
Delusional.
You'll see. In Europe, I'll find a way to make my fortune. Europe. Nobody cares. You're just jealous. Jealous? You'll see in Europe, I'll become Dickens and Shakespeare and Thackeray all in one. Margie!
Hello, Margo. Where have you been? Do you remember that immigrant woman, the one with the baby, Mrs. Hummel? Well, her little boy came begging. I went with him and I found Mrs. Hummel terribly ill with her children crying from hunger and conditions. Well, I tried to help.
Poor Margie.
I've been thinking, girls. Christmas is almost here, but it's been a hard winter for so many with the war. Perhaps we shouldn't spend for pleasure this year. With Father away, we can't do much, but we can make some sacrifices. We can each play our part.
No Christmas?
We'll be together, and we'll have Joe's theatrical, but perhaps no presents this year. You all are growing up, and that means learning what you need and what you don't. It is only a proposal.
Christmas without any presents?
Marmee, it just seems so
sad. Does the war have to take everything?
You work so hard, Margo.
Beth does too. She does so much at home.
And me at school.
Maybe no presents, Marmee, but we each have $1. Perhaps we can just spend it on ourselves.
Can't we buy what we really want?
What we really need. All right, I surrender.
I'm going to buy you something with my $1, Margie. A real treat.
But I have enough. I also have a surprise.
I know it was.
Joe's sitting in the back so we can't see her cry.
So what if I do?
Will he be coming home?
He'll stay and work faithfully as long as he can. Give them all my dear love and a kiss. Tell them I think of them by day, pray for them by night, and find my best comforts in their affection at all times. A year seems like a very long time to wait before I see them, but remind them that while we wait, we may work so that these hard days may not be wasted. I know that they will be loving children to you, do their duty faithfully, fight their enemies bravely, and conquer themselves so beautifully that when I come back to them, I may be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women.
Girls, it's potato o'clock. Miss Joe?
Joe, you know you can't.
Present.
Marches, march.
Spending my $1 on a muff, Josephine, so that I shall never have to hold a dirty hot potato ever again. Besides, our dollars are to buy something for ourselves, not others.
I know we ought to give up presents gladly, but I'm just not that good.
We ought to do many things.
We ought to be grateful. After all, we have Father and Marmee and each other.
We don't have Father and we won't for a long time. Perhaps never.
Don't say
My
that!
$1 won't bring him back, will it? So I'm buying myself a muff.
Maybe.
What is that?
Hannah said Mr. Lawrence's grandson just moved in next door. His parents died.
He sure can play. It's sad. An orphan growing up alone in that big house, you'd be sad too.
He has a tutor, Hannah said, and his grandfather.
You can be lonely in a crowd if it's not the right crowd. Meg, my dime.
Potato.
My dime, Meg,
Potato,
my dime,
Amy.
my dime. Potato! You never would have given me a dime back in our school days.
Don't be jealous.
Me? Jealous of Amy?
Time for work, Josephine. Joe!
Hello, are you alright? I say, miss, are you alright?
I'm Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone to die in the snow!
Come, what's the matter?
I can't say, it's too shameful.
Well, sure, a damsel in distress should retain an air of mystery. You're one of the March girls, right? I've been, watching, seeing you all. I'm Theodore Lawrence, but my friends call me Laurie.
Laurie Lawrence? That's awful. Why not Theodore?
It's just, not who I am. Don't you want to go indoors?
Nobody understands me in there.
Truly, you all seem so happy together. I mean, when I happen to see you.
Scold me and they tell me that I'm spoiled and they don't even try to understand me.
I'm trying.
Well, I owe a dozen girls pickled limes.
Of
You
course.
see, for if one girl likes another, she gives her a lime, and I was becoming a piranha.
Well, naturally.
When Mr. Smith caught me passing a lime,
The scoundrel.
and he brought me to the front of the room, and he whacked me.
Shall I kill him for you?
Yes, please. Look, it's all red and hot.
Better.
Theodore Lawrence, you cannot escape your studies forever. Oh, what is that?
It's the neighbor's little girl, Brooks.
Why, hello, neighbor's little girl. Have you heard?
I am not a little girl.
All right.
I am not.
Bring her to her
I
parents.
am a full-grown woman.
Theodore, you have Latin.
I found a damsel in distress upon your snowbank.
Amy, what are you doing here? Christopher Columbus, why aren't you in school? Please excuse us, mister. I want to talk to Marmee. Mister, I want to talk to Marmee! Excuse us.
Brooks. John Brooks.
She may need this.
She's a damsel in distress. She must be the knight in shining armor.
Theodore, Latin.
There's enough violence in this country without men hitting little girls.
I'm not a little girl.
You can take leave from school for now, Amy,
Huzzah!
and be tutored by me at home instead.
Oh.
And no limes in my classroom.
Let's wash your face. Marmee, we all had to survive school. Why shouldn't she?
You liked school.
I got to stay home, Joe.
Yes, Beth, but you're my conscience is what you are. Amy is terribly spoiled. What kinds of lessons will she learn?
Look at Beth's flowers, will you?
Marmee, please, no analogies.
Here's a rose. How do we care for it, Beth?
We like them small, not too hot or cold, and they prefer the shade of other plants, so we pop them with their relations.
And here's a violet. How do we care for it?
You have to put it where the sun is, and it's delicate. You have to keep it supported or it won't grow.
Ow, thorns. The rose would wilt if she gave it to the care of another flower. And the violet, too. One isn't better than the other. They just need different things to grow.
So Beth is a violet, and Amy's a rose. What is Meg?
A daisy. She bloomed before all the others.
And I am dirt, moss,
A rock! You are whatever you're supposed to be. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful together?
The wound has been salved, and with Mr. Lawrence's hanky, no less.
His name is Laurie.
Laurie Lawrence? That's terrible.
I want to hear all about him and about the rest of your days. So wash up for dinner.
Speaking of my day, Joe, the Mingotts invited us to their dance.
Oh no, no.
You're too little, Amy.
Meg, I work all day and I want
all day. I want in. And you know I can't go and chaperone, and we're growing up, which means we must appear in the world. Please.
I want it. I need it so bad, please.
But I'm a rock!
Well, Laurie, don't ask me for your womanly opinions, Meg. I never say the right thing. What? Why are you holding your coffee cap? There's a rip in the seat. Can't you hold your gloves over it? I don't have them. Why? Spill lemonade on them. What is this?
A burn! I think I just
Joe, just stand in the corner so nobody sees you, but don't put your hand behind your back. It was like Christopher Columbus, or stare, or bounce, or breathe, or...
Meg, tell you what, if you see me doing anything wrong, give me a poke.
Poking isn't ladylike. I'll give a cough, like this.
Really?
Yes. Here comes Mr. Mickey. Joe, stand there normally. Joe, appropriate!
Miss Josephine and dear Miss Marsh. Are you all right?
Oh, yes.
The governess at the ball. And my, don't you look smart?
Thank you.
Cinderella before her godmother. Well, poof, here I am. I'll make a princess yet. Let's see. Oh, what's just there? What's this? Oh, this was there. Alakazam! Now, stay right here. Stay!
Meg, you can't see without your glasses.
I sense so.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Don't be ridiculous.
You're blind!
Don't talk to me like Amy Josephine. I am your elder.
Miss March, I've conjured up a lovely old prince. It's Mr. Brooks, Meg.
Who?
The Lawrence boy tutor.
As Miss March is our governess, I'm sure you two shall have plenty to talk about. Lesson plans, trigonometry, and chalk. I insist you fearsome scholars take a turn about the room now.
Madam?
Miss Josie. I'm sure I can conjure up some creature for you. Stay right there. Stay! Oh, please excuse me. I'm sorry.
I just stepped in here to
Escape!
a fellow refugee then.
Oh, don't go. Must you rather?
I think I've had the pleasure of seeing you before, madam.
I believe you live next door, sir.
How's your little sister, Miss March?
Oh, she's fine, Mr. Lawrence, but I'm not Miss March. I'm Joe.
Well, I'm not Mr. Lawrence, I'm Laurie.
Laurie Lawrence? That's terrible. Terrific!
My real name's Theodore, but the boys called me Dora, so I thrashed them into saying Laurie instead.
Really?
No, I've never thrashed anyone yet.
Tell you a secret? I hate Josephine too. But as Aunt March says, that is be elegant or die.
What'd you say on March?
I'm a businessman. Lady, I mean, so I wait on my grand aunt for wages, and she's a nasty old cat, but she's taking me to Europe in the new year. Would take me along till I get paid for my own board, but I've finally done it. Who knows I can become in Europe?
I know something about doing the bidding of cross old people.
Do you work?
No. I get tutored. My grandfather has great plans for me and bought me out of the draft. I'm someday to be a tedious titan of industry, so I must grind away till college, where I will learn what I don't wish to do, in order that I may learn more of what I don't like to do in the future.
Lucky!
What?
To go to college, how can you complain of that? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so awkward. I always talk too openly. If Meg was here, she'd cough herself into a fit over me being too boyish.
No, I like it.
I'm not very good at being a lady.
I'm not very good at being a gentleman, so perhaps we should just be ourselves.
Do you mind if I take these boots off? They're killing me.
May I do the same?
Christopher Columbus, look at them side by side.
I'd rather be a girl than a boy.
You wouldn't.
That way I wouldn't have to do all the things that men are supposed to do. March off to war, waste away life in billiards and business, is unfeeling as granite. If I were a lady, I'd compose on the piano all day. Nobody would bother me.
No one would bother you. Oh, except to tell you to do the dishes, or tend to the children, or catch a man before you become an old maid. At least your grandfather has plans for you. I'd like to be a great writer, or a famous actress, or a soldier fighting alongside my father. But I'm scarcely let out of the house without being told what a disappointment I am. If I were a man, people would care more about what I could do rather than what I shouldn't. I'd be a tremendous talent, and not a big, ugly stone in a flower garden.
Not ugly at all. I mean, I like your skirt. It's spandy.
Oh, Spandy! Oh,
What's that?
my notebook. I carry it with me to write down things for my great novel someday. My outfit is made by this old skirt. That's what Marmee says.
Marmee?
We say it instead of mother. You must think it's so childish.
Not at all. You're Marmee. I haven't got a mother anymore, so.
That polka sure is gay, isn't it?
Do you like to dance?
And I'm sure to step on something or break somebody's toes or break something or
I'm
step on
already
something. I'm an awkward fellow, honestly.
Come on, Jill. What are you, afraid?
You should be afraid, Laurie.
Shoot. Here, you leave. Yeah. We were just.
Theodore, where are your shoes?
Joey was all of Laurie in the palm of my ankle and I can't see
I
anything.
have glasses. Do you want them?
The gentleman looking?
Can we walk home?
I can't afford a carriage.
Miss March, I can't bear a damsel in distress. You must take our coach.
Race!
Smart. I must have taken a wrong turn in the dance. I'm so sorry.
No, I got myself into this. I was being childish and silly and too vain about my looks, and now everybody's evening is ruined.
Nobody's evening was ruined.
Pardon me.
And I don't think you could ever be too vain about your looks.
Cinderella, your carriage awaits!
Miss Josephine! Miss Josephine! I'm done! Come on out! Lucella, you shall yet be my bride. The spell will hold and bind you captive at my side.
Oh, sad my heart, oh, mad my part. Oh, what end of maiden's art. Joe, I have some questions about this rhyme.
Keep going!
I loved you once, Rodrigo, but those days are no more. I can't go back to being who I was before. All things change, Rodrigo. Whatever spell you say, you can't turn me to stone and you can't make me stay.
I can make whatever thing that I wish come true. I am all powerful. I'll show the world, show you. I'll take you back in time. I'll turn back the clock. Back to those better days. Time itself I mock. I won't accept this change, not now or not ever. I'll make it stay the same and I'll make it last forever. Blah, ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha.
Lucella screams thrillingly.
Wait, DiBella! This beard keeps falling off. Back!
Lucella screams thrillingly.
Wait, Lucella!
Line, it is I.
It is I, the brave Valentino, wandering knight of some renown. Sword to thy dalliance!
Deliverance.
Line,
Sword to thy.
deliverance. Stop! Speak to the rest of my men! Stop! This isn't working. Of course it's not working. You won't let me get my lines out. The problem is that Amy is not a convincing gentleman. And if it's not convincing, why should we care?
This play is about a wizard.
But without any truth, it's dry and stateless.
Perhaps I could play the gentleman and Amy Lucella.
Amy is too little.
I regret to inform you, Amy, that you are dismissed. Dismissed? You can't help who you are, dear. I shall give you a non-speaking role, a fairy, or a servant, or a woodland creature. You cannot dismiss me because I quit! This role is stupid, and this play is stupider, and it's about Christmas, but it has nothing to do with that, or nativity, or St. Nick, or any seasonal pageants are boring. I'm trying to do something original! You, stinky old Josephine, are absolutely automatic! Autocratic. There are no small roles, Amy, only small actors! Joe, this is supposed to be fun.
Maybe it's hard for Amy because she's playing a part that's so different from herself. Maybe if this play were about real stories.
No, those are even more boring than seasonal pageants. This play is perfect. I just need to rethink casting.
You don't mean to put Beth in?
No, I don't want anybody in the wrong role. I shall just spirit up an errant knight or a wandering gentleman. Hummina, 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 hummina. Mr. Lawrence!
Yeah!
You don't make me feel a moment.
Yeah!
Oh, the diva was just an aside.
We don't want boys who are joking like fun of us.
Laura's not like that, May. And we've become such good friends the last week. And he knows loads about pistachios and sword fighting and lots of man things that I, for one, want to know. This is a ladies' club. Look, gentle as any girl. And he's lonely with no one in that house to talk to but his grandfather and stuffy old Brooks.
Mr. Brooks isn't stuffy.
Please, Meg. I need it so bad.
Mr. Lawrence. Welcome to our company.
Let's check out the victory march!
Please, you must allow me to play Valentino. I finally got it to stick.
Oh my god.
The damsel!
Play!
Yeah!
Ladies! Oh, ladies! A gentleman's gonna call.
Mr. Brooks tells me you've been neglecting your studies, Theodore.
No, I was just
You have a part to play in this world, and it is not amongst the women.
Grandfather!
You are too old for these games. Now come.
No! Joe! You can't keep him locked away like an ogre. He's a growing boy. He needs amusement and sunlight in which to bloom! God, Joe, what are you saying?
He doesn't need your rescuing. He's not some damsel in distress.
He's a gentleman in distress, and without him our play is a disaster, please! Christopher Columbus!
Joe, you shouldn't have interfered.
Can't abide seeing a body stuffed into the wrong role.
Oh, I don't know, Miss Meg. It might be good for you to become friends with that boy. He may take a shine to one of you.
Hannah.
Abominable Mr. Brooks' fault for tattling.
He's an abominable.
What? You're abominable. What? Why are you all dressed up? Where's Laurie? Gone.
This is all your fault, Josephine! You have ruined my day, and Meg's day, and Christmas!
Joe!
But without him, our play is a disaster, and Joe and Amy said our Christmas is ruined.
What's your name, little girl?
Beth?
You must think me the villain from Mr. Dickens' book, Beth March, to ruin Christmas.
I think that people don't always see exactly what they do, sir.
I imagine you see. I had a little girl once, with eyes like yours. You like that piano? It was hers once. Theodore's mother.
What happened to her?
She grew up. Run along to your mother now.
Oh, mad my heart.
No, the other way. Oh, sad my heart. Oh, mad my part.
No notes, Joe. You're lucky we came back at all.
Yes, no notes, Josephine. You promised.
Oh, sad my heart. Oh, mad my part.
Oh, what end of maidens?
Oh, Rodrigo!
What are you doing here?
It's a holiday miracle, Lucilla. May I rejoin your company?
No. Mega! Laurie, not if such a grandfather.
It's a holiday miracle, you see, because it was blessed by the man himself. He had a visitation of the conscience.
Beth? But she couldn't have. She's Beth. Oh, what can I get her? For anything. Oh, Christmas! What does Beth want for Christmas? What is she buying herself a flower?
Yes, she's buying something for Marmy.
Oh, I've never felt like such a selfish child. I'll do the same. I'll buy something for Marmy instead of myself.
Me too.
All right, I will too.
That's all Beth wants, I'm sure.
Well, we can do better than that.
To the ghost of Christmas past, from Mr. Scrooge. Beth, dear, isn't this wonderful?
Beth, what are you going to play first?
Beth? Beth? Beth?
She can't handle so much excitement. She's coming back. Oh, here they come.
Miss March, please pardon me.
Please, call me Margo.
Wait,
will fall off. Keep going.
Miss March. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Oh my god.
Would you care to dance?
Oh my god.
There's music.
Christmas music, Brooks.
I'd like to try again.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'll go.
No, I mean, yes. Oh my god.
Did you see that?
No, Laurie, I'm blind for the holidays.
It's romantic.
It's disgusting.
You're such a low opinion of matrimony.
Matrimony? This is one dance. One incredibly awkward dance.
That's how it starts.
Meg's too young to be thinking about marriage.
We all grow up eventually.
How could Meg even want that?
Disgustivus non est despodam.
What?
Disgustivus non est despodam.
Disgustivus non est dependabum.
Whatever Brooks said, taste is not disputable.
He would lecture in a dead language, stuffy old Brooks.
What do you want? For Christmas?
Bootlaces.
Joe, be serious. What do you want? More than anything. I'll buy it for you.
Genius, don't you wish you could buy it, Laurie?
She great many things. Well,
What?
I thought you liked to dance.
Oh, not like that.
We can take off our shoes.
I'll dance with you, Laurie.
I'll get you yet, Joe!
Keep playing! Laurie, March was permitted. Thank you. Merry Christmas!
Mommy.
Mrs. March, your husband is gravely wounded. Come at once. Howard Hospital, Washington.
But it's Christmas.
We'll get you a ticket to Washington, Miss March. Next train out.
Yeah, I'll run to the station now.
It's Christmas. You
So
must...
I'm gonna give you something, Mom.
Miss March, please let me go with you.
No, it's fine.
No, a lady shouldn't be down there unescorted. Let me do my duty.
Joe, I'll need what we have in the kitty.
But if we empty the kitty, how will we pay the rent?
Shh, Amy, I don't know. Joe, I'm going to need all of it. I don't think you can go to Europe this year, dearest. I'm sorry. Joe.
We've been so good, and we gave up presents in the theatrical, and now we don't have anything at all. It's not fair.
I know.
Mr. Brooks, I hope that, our father will be better soon and that you may, I'm sorry, you,
Miss March, please, don't cry.
I just, that you may be back about your business quickly and then...
Cry if you'd like.
I'm sorry,
Miss March, you know I'd do anything to help you, right?
call me Ned.
Come around me, girls. Where's Joe?
Here I am! And here's to bringing father back.
You haven't done anything rash, have you?
I only sold what was my own.
Joe! Your only beauty!
I was wild thinking of father and us not be able to make rent or do anything. And I thought how you always say we can play our part. Then I thought of the wig maker and how you see all the tails from the hair of the shop. So I ran down there, pounding on the door, bursting out their Christmas scaring his wife half to death. But they have a son in the army, so I was like, blowing it all out. I got a good price, 25 C. And you feel a thing just to like weight off my shoulders and save the look. So you can lay it away just as you did when we were girls. It'll probably be the last girls' lock you ever have from me. Mommy, are you pleased?
My Little Women.
Present.
Marches march.
Don't write that down, Josephine, don't!
Amy, don't shout. Shouting isn't ladylike.
Tell her not to write.
Tell her not to put on airs. Girls, stop yelling. Yelling is not for ladies.
Yes, Hannah!
If you don't clean up that mess, I'll give all your belongings to the street Irish. I swear I will.
Yes, Hannah!
We really ought to pull these decorations down.
I can't. If I'm going to visit the poor Hummel children, the baby's been sick. You or Meg ought to go with me, Joe. I don't know what to do for her.
I can't today. I have to write to Marmee.
And to Brooke.
Don't be impertinent, Amy.
Don't be ridiculous.
Amy. And I have to dictate this week's menu to Hannah, for I am mistress of the house now, you know.
Oh, really, Miss Meg? You want to learn to cook yourself? Heaven knows you're old enough.
Mistress of the house?
Dictate the menu. My left foot.
Joe?
I can't today. I have business.
What business? Plans with Laurie. I heard him whispering to you yesterday.
Street shopping is very unladylike.
Will you go with me to the Hummels, Amy? I cannot go to the dirty little Hummels with you, Elizabeth. I have business. Big, important business.
Hello! What's with all of my faces?
Hush! Ow! Nope, the walls have ears.
No. Time to get those bodies dirt.
Amy, I have business.
Joe March, published author. Huzzah! Huzzah! Huzzah!
Teeny tiny little story in one little newspaper. But my first check as a writer, $30 whole. Can you believe it?
It's the first of many.
You really think so?
I know so. You'll be the talk of the union, of the whole planet.
I really do want that, Laurie, more than anything. I don't wanna, write sentimental little lady stories. I don't wanna have a small, well-behaved life. I wanna be one of the greats and shake the world out, live my time. You must think it's so childish.
Not at all. I want you to get everything. Everything you've ever wanted, Joe.
I can't thank you for having the idea to do this.
Well, I had to make up for you missing out in Europe, didn't I?
With wages like these, I'll get there soon.
We make a good team pairing together, don't we?
A mismatched team. I don't think the publisher believed you were my age, and you ought to have said you were my brother.
Your brother? No!
Beth? The Hummel baby died, Joe. I was holding her, and I looked down, and I thought maybe if I prayed, or sang to her, or pretended it didn't happen, it wouldn't be true. But I was being childish to think I could make it better by wishing. Laurie, have you had scarlet fever? Joe did before I was born.
When I was 7.
Scarlet fever? The other Hummels have sore throats in my head. Aha! I have caught you both! Amy's never had it. The jig is up, I tell you. Amy, you have to go. What? Amy, Laurie! No!
I'll send for the doctor just in case.
Should we write to Marmee, Hannah?
Frighten the poor woman? Don't you dare. I wouldn't write to her unless it were very bad. Oh, Laurie, you came back.
Of course. You know I can't bear a damsel in distress, Joe. Tell me what I can do to help.
Laurie.
priest. Taking care of all of you since you were babies. Each one growing different than the rest. Miss Beth was always so delicate.
She'll be better soon, won't she?
Should we write to Mommy Hannah?
No, I'll do it myself.
Amy, you're supposed to be at Aunt March's.
I ran away. Please don't make me go back.
Beth isn't infectious anymore.
She's too young.
We're all too young for this. Beth,
We're here. We're all here. Tell me a story, John.
Now, once upon a time, there was a family. A mother, father, and 4 girls. And the best of all of them, the conscience of the family, was named Beth.
When that girl died.
No, Beth. In this story, the girl never dies. She stays with the family, and together they were whole. Together they were safe.
Together they lived happily ever after.
They lived. Beth?
Mr. Theodore, I ought to have you whipped. Mr. March, to have you home again.
Mr. Brooks, how can I ever thank you?
Lord, how can I ever thank you?
Call me John.
We're behaving dreadfully and Meg left. What are we gonna do?
Joe, look.
Oh, no!
Don't wake up the...
My little woman.
make whatever thing that I wish come true. I am all powerful. I'll show the world, show you. I'll take you back in time. I'll turn back the clock. Back to those better days, time itself I mock. I won't accept this change, not now or not ever. I'll make it stay the same, and I'll make it last forever.
Joe, wait, stop! What's Valentino's motivation in this scene?
What?
We don't have a Lucella anymore, so why does he want to fight Rodrigo? Why wouldn't they just, I don't know, go play billiards? Why are we pretending it's the same?
Laurie,
Now that Meg's gone, perhaps you could play the lady.
Meg's coming back. She's just busy with the babies for a bit.
That won't change anytime soon, Joe.
I'm Rodrigo.
I need a break.
Beth, 5 minutes.
Why don't we want to play Lucella? She gets to drag around in costume jewelry and scream thrillingly.
You've answered your own question.
And you'd get a flirt with the loyal-hearted Valentino.
Marmy doesn't approve of flirts.
Flirting is just a game that men and women play. You like games.
Not that kind.
Well, I'm glad. Some women I meet go on at such a rate that I'm embarrassed for them. Like Sally Minga. If you'd have heard how she spoke to me at last week's dance. And if she'd have known how us men talked about her afterwards. If you could be in my place, you'd see things that would astonish you.
If I could be in your place.
What?
Why should you all judge ladies for doing just what you all do? They can never win at that game, can they? One set of rules for you and another for me. Isn't that right? Always, always, always!
I only meant some girls do flirt with me. I mean, you know, in life, but I prefer what you do. Don't do. I prefer you, old fellow. Won't you show me some kindness, Joe? I'm off to school tomorrow, and you won't see me for months and months.
I know.
You cry watching me ride away on my white steed.
I'll be burning up with jealousy, wishing I could play your role. But I guess I'll wish for the moon. Instead, I'll wither away in Aunt March's service, clinging to her phantom promises of Europe till I turn gray.
Tell me what I can do to make you happy.
Just do your best in school, since I can't.
I'll make something myself for you, but promise me something in return. Promise me you won't just sit around moping. Promise me you'll finish that novel you've been scribbling away at for years and send it out into the world.
I don't know that it's ready to be sent out into the world.
We'll both get what we wish for, if we only try. And if you send out that whopping novel, I'll give you what you've always wanted.
Bootlaces!
I'll take you to Europe. We'll go together. If Aunt March doesn't take you first, I have the money. We'll have an adventure, you and me, as long as we stay true to each other. Do you promise?
Go out there and make yourself so useful since you've grown too tall to be ornamental. I will miss you so much.
Damn it, Joe, we're too old for that anymore.
Laurie! Beth said you need Lucella. I'll play with you.
We're done for now, but swear you'll see me off tomorrow.
As I am a gentleman. Amy, we can still rehearse. You could be Lucella if you promise to take it seriously and memorize your lines properly.
What will you doing this play? Mommy? Father? They have grandchildren to amuse them now. Amy! Nobody wants this anymore, Josephine. Nobody needs it. This sort of thing is inappropriate for women our age. I'm doing you a favor by telling you. Did I hear you say you'll be seeing Laurie off tomorrow?
Yeah?
Well, you can't. You promised to go call on Aunt March
I
with me.
spent enough time bowing and scraping to Aunt March in my working hours.
Poor people are well advised to please rich ones.
So we're all supposed to what? Pander to millionaires just because they have money?
Money that we need. You act like it's such a hardship sitting with Aunt March, but she's paid you for it.
You don't understand, Amy, how terrible it is to spend years pretending you're something you're not.
Maybe it's time to be realistic, Josephine, about your prospects. Give up your childish and frankly egocentric fantasies about setting the world on fire and showing them all, and maybe you'll resent people less. It's not everyone else's fault that you don't feel like you're living up to your full potential. Just bite your tongue and humor poor old Aunt March. You don't have to agree to be agreeable.
Well, what about Laurie?
He'll be better off without you. Joe, tomorrow I trust that you'll wear something appropriate.
remarkable outfit, Josephine.
Thanks, Auntie. I so agree.
Read to us.
Actually, Auntie, I'm not here to work. This is a social call.
Fordyce's sermons.
Sermon 1. A lady knows her place.
You look well, Amy.
A lady prizes presentation.
Thank you, Aunt March. So do you.
A lady speaks with discretion.
And Holly is so charming.
A lady behaves cautiously.
Mind your fingers. How does your father fare, child?
A little better, Aunt March.
Better. Not for long, I'm sure. We have never gone off to war, but we have never had this war in the first place.
Oh, Auntie.
Why should we poke our noses down south? Lincoln ought never have pressed his agenda.
Now, Auntie.
But your parents, they will never focus on the homeland. Put the Union first.
Let's not talk politics.
They were always the same, those two. Your father and his radical abolitionism.
The lady holds her tongue.
Your mother and her immigrant trash. I told her, I said, you go and rub elbows with the filthy boat rabble. And you never know what will come trailing home after you. And look what happened. She never listened to sage advice from cooler heads. She insisted on slumming around with the lesser classes. And so she nearly killed your half-wit sister. Josephine, what on earth?
No! Just be agreeable.
Josephine?
You're so right. You're so right, Amy. You're so right. Auntie, we should have never gotten into this war. Who cares if people are being enslaved? That's hundreds of miles away. Why should we care? Why should we take any action? Who cares if people are starving in tenements? That's right in our backyards, but no. I say we sit on our hands and shut our mouths lest we disturb the others. Civility at all costs is what I always say. Civility before humanity. We should have no egocentric aspiration to change the world. Isn't that right, Amy? We should be adults, and the adult thing to do is do nothing and say nothing, and if we accomplish nothing, then that's for the best. We should just sit still and accept the same evils forever!
Josephine! You have made your point. You can be quiet now.
Christopher Columbus.
What a speech, Josephine. But I'm glad to know your true feelings at last.
Auntie.
Miss Amy, I've long planned a European tour.
Long planned indeed.
And since Josephine seems so cross-patched against leaving home or keeping a civil tongue in her head, I was wondering if you would like to be my lady companion.
Auntie, you've been promising me this trip for years!
Don't you yell, Josephine!
After all these years, after all this work!
I promised to bring a lady to Europe! Hey, lady!
Amy.
Yes, Aunt March! Please! And thank you.
Chose Amy.
Amy's too little!
I am not. I am a woman grown. Besides, it's your own fault if you hadn't been so nasty and intemperate and bitter.
Bitter from swallowing years of bile!
Girls! You'll wake your father.
You think I am so stupid, Josephine, but I know more about the world than you ever did. You think that if you go to Europe, everything will be so different that you'll get to do and be whatever you want. But Europe isn't one of the sets to your theatricals. You don't get to make up what happens in life. Aunt March is taking me to Europe because I'm smart enough to keep my peace. And I act like a lady, and you never
Don't you understand, Amy? I would make a dreadful lady, even if I tried, even if I wanted to be one like you. Look, they would say, that boy in a dress, strangling on every thought, biting his tongue till it fell off. I can't ever be what you are, so I might as well be what I am.
Then be what you are, Josephine, and deal with the consequences.
Amy gets exactly what she wants, and I get all the drudgery.
I don't think Amy always gets what she wants.
I'm glad you're not going yet, Joe, for I should miss you.
I shall never go at all. I work and push and try, and just because I'm not exactly what people want me to be, it all gets thrown away.
You wouldn't enjoy the trip as Aunt March's handmaiden anyhow. Amy has no grand ambitions, and little else to amuse her now that she's growing up. At least you have your writing.
Marmee, I meant what I said to Amy. I shall never be a lady. I never want to be a woman like you.
Joe, you don't have to be.
Joe, I'll show it, Amy. I'll go to Europe, and I won't have to bow or scrap or sacrifice every part of me to get ahead. I can do it my own way.
How?
My novel. I promised Laurie, and he promised me. I have to write.
Joe?
I have to write. Meg. Are the babies all right? What? Is that blood?
It's Jam.
Jam! Why are you crying?
Where's Margo?
Oh, she's changing Papa's band.
No, I'll come back another time.
No, I'm here.
I need a good woman's perspective.
I'm here.
I can't say it's too shameful.
Try.
Well, I'm home with the babies all day, you know, and Demi is starting to crawl and I can't leave him alone a moment. I find him headed toward the fire and Daisy has the colic and she wakes up crying and they're both teething and I never realized when Angel Hannah is here with all the chores, they never end and we can afford any help, but John works hard enough to keep a roof over our head and it's no fun at all being mistress of the house, really. So I'm home alone with the twins, Joe, alone all day, and all day of every day I'm fighting a battle against all the nappies and swaddling clothes and bottles in the world, and I'm always losing. But today they finally took a nap at the same time, and it was just so quiet. And I sat and I thought, what if I could have anything I wish in the world right now? And I thought, all I want is jam.
It's all right to want jam.
So I rummaged through the cupboard and I found this dusty old pot of raspberry and I ate it right out of the jar like a child, and I was so happy for one moment, one peaceful moment just for me, and then just then, as if she sensed it, Daisy woke up and started wailing, which woke Demi, and he started wailing, and I should have gone and picked them up, but I couldn't, and then I started wailing, and that's how John found me, crying and covered with jam with the babies screaming in their nursery. And he asked why I hadn't picked up the babies, and I cried, and he asked why I was so messy, and I cried, and he asked why I hadn't made dinner, and I cried, and he said I was being hysterical, and I said hysterical is just what men call women who bear what men never could, and then finally snapped.
Certain right, stuffy old Brooks.
He is, isn't he? Stiff and stuffy. Thank you. And then we had a big row, and I told him if he wanted a perfect lady at all times, he could just go out and find one, and I stormed out, and I just wanted to come home. Real home, you know?
Of course.
I wanted to come back to being a little girl again, not somebody's crying mother or jam-covered wife.
Then do that, Meg. Come back and live here.
Could the babies come too? I couldn't leave them.
They can sleep in the attic.
Oh, well, my little room, they keep growing.
Everything can be just as it was.
What about John?
Forget him. It never happened. Stuffy old Brooke.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I've been working so very hard. I've been very...
Stiff?
Rigid, yes. Unfeeling, very...
Stuffy.
Stuffy, yes. Hey, please, come home. I need you. The babies need you.
No. Not stuffy, John.
Meg.
Joe, please forgive me. I was being childish.
Didn't you want to talk to
Joe?
Mom?
I'm the Marmee now. Oh, what ends of maiden's art? I have to wait.
No. so long, won't you come out and talk to me?
Joe. Hallelujah! If everything changes, I'll change everything! I finished! It's done!
Enter. Enter. Who's that?
Joe, it's Joe March.
Who?
We met a year ago. You published my short story, The Spell of Rodrigo.
I buy a lot of stories. You bring another?
Even better. My very first world premiere novel.
Novel?
An epic, a whole work about Rodrigo. It has love and tragedy and death and rebirth and sword fighting, and it's set all over Europe, so...
I'm not in the market for ladies' novels.
But you have a press downstairs with all the books in the window.
Those are works of literature, not sentimental pieces.
This is serious. I've been working on it for years.
I assume you're a woman? Then this is a ladies' novel. It doesn't matter how you dress it up. Listen, Miss March, I believe there's a legitimate place for women's voices. Bring me another sweet little story. Help sell powder if I run it next to the ads.
This is a whole book.
15 for a story. If there's a lady in it, make sure she's married by the end.
15? Last time you paid me 30.
Seems to me last time you had a cooler head negotiating for you. Where's your agent? Some gentlemen won't pay a lady at all, but I'm forward thinking. Word of advice, Miss March. Next time you step into this world, bring that agent of yours, or your father, or your husband. Remember, I'm one of the good ones.
They didn't want me. They didn't want me.
Are you alright?
I was being childish. My stories, they're lightweight, sentimental. They don't mean anything.
Maybe if you tried writing...
This is stupid. No one wants to read about a house full of stupid, naive girls, about someone like me, someone awkward and deluded and not even a real woman. It isn't. Wishing it was different doesn't change anything.
Do you want to put on a play?
I'm far too old for that now.
Can't anything make you feel better, Joe?
No.
Not anything?
Miss March, Mr. Lawrence from next door. You may remember from our misbegotten.
Oh, stop that! Oh.
No! How do I look? Like a real college man?
You look like a man. Have you kept your promise?
Studied myself to a skeleton all semester and got top marks with honors.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
How have you been, old fellow?
One trouble falls on top of another.
Come, what's the matter?
I can't say. It's too shameful.
Did you finish your novel?
I did. It's right here, you see?
Huzzah! Huzzah! Huzzah!
No, don't! I took it to a publisher, and he was dreadful. And I've been working so hard for so long, and Amy's going to Europe because she's a lady, and Meg's gone forever because she's a mother, and everything's changing, and everyone's growing up, and I don't know what to do!
Well, you couldn't find a publisher, but You'll find one or something. You just
Laurie, if I don't get published, I'll never be one of the greats. I'll just be a nobody with no importance pandering to millionaires like I'll march till the day I die and I'm forgotten.
What have you gotten so grim?
Since you went away.
Well, you don't have to make money, you know.
Of course I do.
Someone can always just give it to you. Don't laugh. A sort of knight, maybe, like brave Valentino.
It's just the story. I should know I'm the one who made it up.
A friend, then. Someone who loves you.
Laurie.
I've loved you ever since I first saw you, Joe. Won't you? It's perfect. You must admit that. I'm already one of the family, and I have money, so you'll never have to work again. I told you I'd take you to Europe. It'll be our honeymoon.
So, Meg's a mother, and Amy's a lady, and I'd be...
I don't want to change you, Joe, please.
Wife?
I don't want to change you. I want you to be you, and me to be me, and us to be together.
Can't we just stay as we are?
I can't pretend that we're still little children, playfellows. I need something more, don't you?
Not that. Oh, Laurie, please don't
Don't
cry.
you want me, even a little child?
Not a little, Laurie, so much. It's just not as you want me to. It's not me.
Well, now I'm not going back to college.
What?
I was only there for you.
You'll get over this after a while, and you'll find some girl who will adore you and be a fine mistress for your house. Me? You'd grow ashamed of me by and by, become naked by writing, and we would be unhappy.
That's not true.
You're playing a part, so idea of being a man you picked up from college or the world, but it's not me. It's not even you. We can go back to what we were. All you have to do is shake off this childish face.
It's not childish, Joe. It's called growing up, and it's real, and we can never go back. Why can't you want what any other woman would want?
Because I'm not like other women. I thought you understood.
I hope you get what you do want, Joe. Whatever that is.
Laurie! Laurie, welcome home!
Not home, not home.
Laurie!
What was that about?
Nothing. God, leave me alone, Amy!
Joe?
Beth, I'll never get out of here. I'll never get what I need. I'll never go to Europe or anywhere.
What happened?
Laurie made me an offer. And
What?
I had to refuse him.
You what?
And now I've lost my best friend and everything's ruined forever.
Nothing is forever, Joe.
How could you be so stupid?
What?
You always get to do whatever you want. I never get to do what I want. How it affects anyone else is so senseless and rude and blind. You are absolutely purist, Josephine. Purist? Childish, silly. Puerile! Yes, but also purist, so unyielding and selfish! Puerile! Don't write that down! Why stop now? Puerile! You are impossible, you can't be the way that you are! And yet!
Let's go talk to Margo.
Escape into writing for a while, Joe. Who knows what will come of it in the end?
Has anyone seen my notebook?
Perhaps it's under here.
Amy, do you have it?
I do not.
Perhaps Perhaps it's in the other room.
I warned you.
What?
You have been torturing me for years. Writing down every word I misspoke, making me feel stupid, rampaging through life with your rough ways, not caring if you hurt me or Laurie or anybody. But now you have nothing to show for it. Fruit is gone.
What?
If you're looking for your notebook, Josephine, there you shall find it at last.
This notebook?
What?
This is the notebook I write your malapropisms in.
What did you burn, Amy?
Not the red notebook here, right? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Was it her notebook? Was it her notebook, Amy? That was her only copy! I thought it was the notebook. They look the same! Josephine! Stop! This story's my terrible God! I can never do it again! You did this because you're jealous! Jealous of an old monster like you! I did you a favor, Josephine, getting rid of that old rubbish. Now you can finally fix it! I shall never forgive you! Never. You and I, it's over.
Perhaps we should retire until dinner.
I can't eat at the same table as her, Marmy. I don't feel safe, Marmy.
You shouldn't feel safe, you're not!
Maybe you would like to visit Meg for a few days, dear.
Shouldn't she go? Why am I always being sent
Amy.
away? She always gets what she wants. But it's fine. I will go to Meg's. And soon, I will go with Aunt March to Europe. And there, I imagine I'll find someone wonderful and we'll get married. And then I shall never have to live under the same roof as you again, my failure sister.
Amy, let's go pack some things.
You are not my sister.
Joe.
Tell Joe I won't bother your family.
Your family?
I'm going away, Ben.
Where?
Not back to college.
Maybe Europe? Amy's going, with Aunt March. I'm sure she'd love a visit in Italy or a companion.
Amy's just a child.
Not anymore. You must see that. She's fond of you. I came here once to speak to your grandfather about changing things. It was hard, but then things got better for all of us.
Everything is ruined forever for me now.
Nothing is forever.
Laurie, sometimes I think we want so badly that we don't see what we have.
Amy!
Laurie!
You look beautiful.
What are you doing here?
Looking for you. I couldn't find you at your hotel. I probably wouldn't recognize you now though because you're so beautiful.
Oh, stop it.
I thought you liked that sort of thing.
You flirt.
Well, don't tell your mother.
Oh, tell me, how is she? You haven't been back, have you?
No.
I couldn't believe Joe turned you down. I'm so sorry. Have you been drinking?
Amy.
You didn't come here for me. You came here to run away from your problems. I can't do this. You must go. Do you want to know what I honestly think of you?
What do you honestly think of me?
I despise you.
Why do you despise me?
Every chance of being good, happy, and useful, you are lazy and vaulty and miserable.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Well, selfish. With your beauty, your talent, your money.
Oh, you think I'm beautiful?
Oh, yes, you like that, you old vanity. With all these good things to enjoy in the world, you can find nothing to do but dawdle. I feel sorry for you. I really do. I wish you'd bear it better.
Do not feel sorry for me, Amy. One day you'll feel the same way.
No. I'd be respected if I couldn't be loved.
Amy's right. It's been years and we've never had peace. We're too different. We should give up and go our separate ways.
But we're family.
Why should two people who want nothing in common be forced to be together? Amy has gone to Europe to some gentleman. I'll stay here and grow older, angrier, more and more bitter. Let us give up and go our separate ways. It's healthier for everyone involved.
I can't believe that's right.
People change. The bonds, the dreams that we have are childish. They don't mean anything. I am tired of fighting everything, breaking myself against every wall. I'm done. Let the war be over.
Don't be mad at me. I'm sorry for how I behaved.
Have you been drinking again?
Why are you being so hard on me?
Someone has to do it.
When did you begin your great work of art, Raphaela?
Never.
Never? What? Why?
Because I'm a failure. Well, Joe is being a writer, and I'm a failure.
It's quite the statement to make at 4 p.m.
Well, my entire life has made a fool of me, so I have decided to give up all of my foolish artistic hopes.
Well, what women are allowed into the clubs of geniuses anyway?
It's a complicated argument to make me feel better.
Do you, though? Do you feel better?
I think male or female, I am of middling talent.
Middling talent? Then, may I ask for your last portrait to be of me?
All right.
Without all of your foolish artistic hopes, what are you going to do with your life?
Polish back all my other talents and become an ornament to society.
That's where marriage comes in, I suppose. Some wealthy man, most likely. I understand that the queens of society can't go on without money, but it does sound odd coming from the mouth of one of your mother's girls.
I always knew I'd marry rich. Why should I be ashamed of that?
There's nothing to be ashamed of, as long as you love him.
Well, I believe we have some power over who we love. It's not something that just happens to a person.
I think the poets might disagree.
Well, I am not a poet. I am just a woman. And as a woman, there is no way for me to make my own money. Not enough for me to make a living or to support a family. And if I did have my own money, it would belong to my husband the minute we got married. And if we had children, they would be his. not mine. They would be his property. So do not sit there and tell me that marriage is not an economic proposition, because it is. It may not be for you, but it most certainly is for me. I should get back to Aunt March. How do I look? Do I look all right?
You look beautiful. You are beautiful.
Take you back in time, I'll turn back the clock, back to those better days, time itself I mock. I won't accept this change. Not now and not ever. I'll make it stay the same, and I'll make it last forever. Don't give up. Just fight. Just fight and don't leave me here. Please don't leave me here.
Back to your grandfather's, Laurie?
Very soon.
You've said that a dozen times in the past month.
Well, I will plague him if I go, so I might as well stay here and plague you a little longer. You can bear it. In fact, I think it agrees with you.
What are you doing?
Looking at you.
No, I mean, what do you intend to do?
Do you mean in life?
Yes.
Well, I've been writing an opera that I will play the central figure in.
It's a waste of time.
What would you have me do?
Go and work for your grandfather and make something of yourself.
Well, now you're not playing fair. Amy?
Yes?
Don't get married.
What?
Don't get married.
Why?
You know why.
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
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 Stop
Please!
it!
Yes!
Stop it! You're being mean!
Why?
I have been second to Joe my entire life in everything, and I will not be the person you settle for just because you cannot have her. I won't do it, not when I've spent my entire life loving you.
I love you, Amy.
Will you ever love me the same way you love her?
No. I've always loved Joe, but the love I feel for you, it's different. Joe and I, we would not have been good together. I think we may have killed each other. Beth said I should come here. She said I should come here to be with you, and I see why she wanted that now. We're fit for each other, Amy. I want to be with you. You be with me.
Downstairs talking to Marmy. How long have you been feeling sick again?
I never really felt well again after the fever. And I know that I'll never get better.
Don't say that.
What did the doctor say?
Hang the doctor.
So I was right. Oh.
Beth, it'll be Beth, please.
I'm ashamed I've done so little.
Beth.
I'm not like the rest of you. I never had big plans about getting married or moving on or growing up. I never thought of myself as anything but stupid Beth sitting at home. But I never wanted to go away. I'm afraid of being homesick, Joe, and I worry for all of you without me.
Don't worry, I'll take care of everyone just as you do.
What?
I've decided to give up on my dreams and run out and change the world and go to Europe. I've decided to stay home and be everything to Father and Marmee. I'll make this house cheerful. I'll do my duty.
What?
Beth, I've finally grown up.
What?
Beth,
How can you say that?
I have no heart for writing, and I thought you would be
That's
pleased.
not growing up, that's giving up! You get the privilege of growing up, so use it. Don't waste your life pretending to be a violet if you're really a chestnut burr, prickly on the outside and soft on the inside, a big, rigid oak tree, a stupid rock even, or whatever you find out that you are. I don't want that.
I've never seen you angry before.
You've proven you can provoke anyone. Don't give up. Write the real stories, Joe. Write better ones. You promise me.
Is there anything I can get you?
All I want is the family that I have. You bad, Joe. Where's Amy?
Oh. She'll come later with Meg and the babies.
I know you two are different, but make amends.
I think that we're far.
Bring her and Laurie. Bring them together. Joe, tell me a story.
Now? Once upon a time, there was a family that lived in a small house in the shadows of a big city. And outside that city was an even bigger country.
And that country went to war.
To war with itself.
That was hard.
And even if the whole world had split apart, together, that family, they were whole.
Nothing is forever.
And the best of all of them, the conscience of the family, was named Beth.
And when that girl died...
No, Beth. In this story, the girl never dies. This little girl helped her family, though they were perfect. She learned her lessons, though they were small, and she did her work, though it was humble. She didn't have magical powers or go on big adventures. And she loved her monster. Instead of slaying it, Beth's story is a great epic. That's why it needs to be told.
Joe, tell it again.